I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett, coaching you to work faith positive today and increase your faith with greater joy at work so you love God and others more. This week, let's think together about, is your work a gift? This resurrection life you receive from God is not a timid, grave-tending life. It's adventurously expectant, greeting God with a childlike, "What's next, Papa?" That's the Apostle Paul from Romans 8:15. So how would you describe your attitude about going to work on a Monday? Are you timid? I really don't know what's going to happen today. Are you grave tending? Geez, is it Monday already? I feel like a zombie. Are you adventurous? I wonder what great things will happen today. Are you expectant? Man, I know God has something amazing for me today. I can't wait to get at it. Paul says this resurrection life God gives is one in which God brings life out of death daily with the same up from the grave, look out, here I come back like I said power that Jesus experienced, right? Now on Monday morning, you may feel like you need resurrecting. Like, why is my alarm going off? It can't be time to get up already, right? I mean, some days are like that, especially Mondays, right? In those times, ask yourself, why is that? Is your work the opposite of the resurrection, what Paul describes as timid and grave tending? So why is that? Your work, according to Paul, is to be adventurously expectant. Think of the last adventure you enjoyed. What was it like? A whitewater rafting expedition? A treasure hunt? A bucket list trip to a destination you dreamed of visiting? What images does expectant conjure up? On the edge of your seat with anticipation, leaning over the edge to get a look at what's coming around the corner, being pregnant? Okay, get it, expectant, pregnant. Okay, maybe not pregnant. Does your work resemble anything that thrilling? God put Adam to work before the original sin, so work is not punishment. For Adam, it was a pleasure to work, to join God in tending the Garden of Eden, to name all of those animals. That must have been so cool. In fact, the Hebrew word avad for work later in the Jewish scriptures refers to worship. So your work is worship. It fulfills you and it glorifies God. Are you fulfilled by timidity or grave tending? Or are you fulfilled by adventures and expectancy? Which of those two glorifies God? Paul says you approach God about your resurrection life work just like your child comes to you about Christmas. I mean, have you ever seen a kid half dead about Christmas? Maybe timid when asked to sit on Santa's lap for the first time, but certainly not when ripping open a present Christmas morning. He figures it out quickly. She tears off the bow and the paper to reveal the best Christmas present ever, right? And then they look up at you wide-eyed with a face-splitting smile, and what do they say? What's next? Paul says that's how you're to greet God, with that same adventurous, expectant familiarity a child does a parent on Christmas morning. And you say, "What's next, Papa?" You hear the promise? There's something next. It ain't over till God says it's over. You hear the goodness in that? You only ask about the good stuff that's up next. Do you hear the family relationship? Only someone who loves you gets called Papa, right? So if work is worship, if it's a gift from the Creator who is your Papa because you're his child, then it's intended as an adventurously expectant one instead of a timid, grave-tending one. Resurrect your work today, my friend. Elevate it to worship. If your current job is timid or grave-tending, go find another one that suits your divine design better. Rather than buying the lie that nobody's hiring, ask, "What's next, Papa?" and follow through on what you hear. If your current job is more calling than job, thank God, your heavenly Papa, for your adventurously expectant work that fulfills you and glorifies him. And like a child on Christmas morning, rip into each Monday and every other day as a present. Then ask, "What's next, Papa?" and watch as your faith increases with greater joy and you love God and others more. Coaching you to work faith positive today, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Get your free sample chapters of Dr. Joey's #1 Amazon bestseller, Faith Positive in a Negative World, at getpositive.today/faith-positive.